Greetings, welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host, Jefficho. My host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
Chris, Star Trek Undiscovered Country.
Oh boy.
Is this not the best Star Trek movie?
Warm take? I don't think this is a hot take, but yes, 6 is the best Star Trek movie.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming.
Yes. Me too, actually.
Really? I'm glad. We both love 5, clearly. Well, that's enough said there. So one thing that really drove me nuts was with this Blu-ray that I've watched for the first time now, is it didn't have the same scenes as the director's cut from this one.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Like, oh, we're about to see Odo here as the bad Klingon sniper, and it's like,
no.
I swear it happened. I'm not crazy.
I thought you were nuts.
Yeah.
I thought, because I guess I've never seen the director's cut either, but what you were talking about was completely foreign to me, and we went on YouTube and found a couple scenes.
Yeah, 100%. It happened. I saw it happen.
Yeah, I was there, man.
This is not Klingon blood. It's Colonel West.
I also really I know we're just jumping around here, but I really didn't like that they reused the Klingon ship explosion.
Yeah.
Generations.
No? I know we're a little timey-wimey with the ordering of our reviews, yes, but that is pretty ballsy to just 2 movies in a row have your big action set piece be the same thing.
Yeah, they really just didn't bother using a budget for that last one. Like, we're not going to upgrade the uniforms, we're not going to upgrade the ship, come on.
And that seems kind of wild for your first venture into TNG movies.
Yeah.
Like, I guess First Contact is the much more beloved one, but it seems like they put a hell of a lot more effort into that.
Oh, even motion picture, man. Like, yeah, granted, it had been a long time. Mm-hmm. And actually, a lot of the stuff for motion picture in the ship was some sort of new series that they were going to do, and that got kiboshed into a movie because Star Wars made so much money.
Mm-hmm.
But they updated everything.
Yep.
So, goddamn updates. Well, we'll stop arguing about 7 now. Let's go back to 6.
Yes.
It's a beautiful movie.
It is.
Yeah. It starts out with an explosion in space and a ribbon flying across.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this whole movie is, of course, metaphor for fall of the Soviet Union and Chernobyl and all that kind of stuff. So we start off with our big Chernobyl explosion on Praxis.
You know, I made a Russian prison joke, but that's all the connections I got. These are aliens, Chris. Aliens.
You're right.
Klingons.
I'm sorry. This is Star Trek, and we are only going to talk about the text of the film and nothing else.
There's no metaphors.
Don't do that here.
We got to see Excelsior and Captain Sulu.
Oh, Captain Sulu has got to be my favorite part of this movie.
Not the tea getting broken?
Spill the tea, Captain. Yes, spill the tea.
I love that he had Janice Rand on his ship from the TOS, man. That's cool.
Yep.
Christian Slater. Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Cameos.
Yes. It's always fun playing Spot the Cameo in a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, it looks like Praxis blew up. Mm-hmm. I love the emergency call out to be like, we're on fire, we're really
I can't believe a guy was still alive there. Like,
yeah.
How?
And then it's like seconds later, be like, yes, there was an incident on the planet, but we do not want your assistance.
Yeah, and that's extremely Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Just, we will not deny, we will never admit that we are in serious trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get a nice little meeting at Starfleet with Kirk and them. Mm-hmm. And Spock's like, hey, we're going to have a peace conference. I've been talking to the Klingon ambassador because my father told me to.
Yeah.
Kirk's like, let them die.
Yes, and a very powerful scene.
And there's a few other admirals here that agree. Mm-hmm. Bring them to their knees.
Mm-hmm. Kirk's just getting voluntold into this mission by Spock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny.
We get a new pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Kim Cattrall.
Yeah.
She's cute, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I like her in other movies right after this because she kept the hair. The Vulcan haircut. That's commitment. Wasn't even a wig.
Rumor around the office is that there were some fairly lewd pictures of her taken on set, but Leonard Nimoy destroyed them. But I think that's been firmly in the realm of rumor. I'm not sure what the source was on it.
Were I to invoke logic, logic clearly dictates that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
So Valeris goes to the captain's quarters, overhears him talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll never forget the Klingon bastards for killing his son.
Yeah.
And then she goes to Spock's quarters. I'm like, she's really getting around, especially if the ship rumor thing is true. If you end up in somebody's quarters.
If Isaac is right about this.
If Isaac is right.
Yeah.
They meet up with the Klingon ship. It is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love it because this is like, it's just slowly flying in. You don't have any glowy lights, no lens flares. I can clearly see the ship and they're not cutting away. And it was like, this is intimidating.
It is beautiful, it is functional, and it is a scary looking ship. Like, you know what that thing's designed to do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Kill. But they come over for dinner instead.
Yes.
Yeah, we get a Romulan ale, get some Shakespeare.
Yeah, we
meet
get
Chang.
Yeah.
It was very confrontational.
Mm-hmm. But in a very well-read and educated way.
Well, yeah, it's Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
That guy's great.
And we learn that our very language is racist with our human rights.
Yeah, well, you know what? Everybody's human.
Everybody's human.
According to Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to see David Warner, the late David Warner. It's Gorgon.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter's there. It's funny because when he dies later, she gets promoted. We're just like, oh yeah, we were all just like Discovery. Female chancellor? That doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, it did happen, didn't it?
Yeah, we did. We did that. That's
she didn't have to hold anybody hostage with an iPad of doom.
No, okay, it's been
Secession.
It's been a while. They've learned. They're better.
Yeah.
They're better now. We do
Is it bad that I always bring up gripes from Discovery and Picard in these reviews?
You've been hurt.
Yeah.
You've been hurt, and maybe you need to talk to someone about it. I guess that's kind of what this is.
Yeah. Dinner ends. Klingon ship gets shot several times from underneath.
Yeah, and right after they beam off, they all start talking shit about the Klingons, which is exactly what Valeris was giving those two transporter guys a hard time for. It's like the senior staff's doing the same thing.
Which is interesting, because those two transporter guys...
What about that smell? You know only top-of-the-line models can even talk. And...
You men have work.
Yes, ma'am.
Then snap to it.
They just...
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just like, oh, that's really cool. They got like a behind the hallway, and she's just like, you guys have your duty? You know what you're doing?
Yeah. Ooh, what duty was that?
Yeah, I guess that duty is to go put on your suits, go over and kill them. Like,
Yeah.
Because that's the same two guys.
That's the same two
crazy.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little hidden bits in this movie.
Yeah, it's really, it's so well done. And like the fact that we were mysteries, investigations, political, like this is by far the greatest Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'm having a great time. Please continue.
Yeah, well, okay, well, then Kirk and Bones beam over because the Chancellor's been shot, and everybody's just like, Plummer's just like, hey.
Have you not a shred of decency in you, Kirk? We come in peace, and you blatantly defy that peace. For that, I shall blow you out of the stars.
Bones apparently doesn't know anything about Klingon physiology, which I mean, canon-wise makes sense, but like,
we get to see the Pepto-Bismol blood.
Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm. It's a little purpler, but maybe that was the Blu-ray changing things too.
Ooh, maybe it was.
Yeah, I love that he dies and he's just like, and everybody.
Klingons have no idea what CPR is.
Everybody just kind of like look at him, but it worked.
It worked great. Yeah.
Comes back, he's able to talk. He's just like
he wants to talk to Kirk instead of his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arrested because Chang did.
Yeah, they did.
Chang did it.
Certainly did look like they blew up the ship.
I was just like, I call BS on Chang knowing Article Federation, like common law of like arrest.
That's his job. He's on a political mission.
You were just like, no, this guy is well educated. He knows Shakespeare. I'm like, you're right. This guy does read.
Yeah, he absolutely reads.
Yeah, he's a well educated general.
Yeah.
Taunts the fuck out of his enemies.
Yeah, brilliant. If I am ever involved in naval warfare, I want an open line of communication to the other ship.
I am constant as the northern star.
I'd give real money if he'd shut up.
Late, please. Late.
He threw in a little bit of Sherlock as well. Yeah.
And that's one of Spock's ancestors we learned.
We were talking about Sherlock a bit, and he said, the game's afoot while he was doing his taunting. And Spock mentioned, I guess it sort of sounds like he's trying to say Sherlock is one of his ancestors, but he probably meant Conan Doyle. Probably meant the author was his
I don't
ancestor.
think he meant his literal ancestor, but like I was so like focused on like, you're Vulcan, this is bullshit. Oh yeah, you are half human. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I think that line's definitely something people have talked about before. You know, he might just mean like, you know, a human influence of mine. You know, I really like this character. This is the kind of person I want to be, and I think that makes sense for Spock.
Well, world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
So
that's Batman.
I know. I was just thinking about what I said. But if Batman and Sherlock ever teamed up.
No.
So they're getting sent to Roro Pente because the trial did not go well. And I'm just like, you know what? I'd like to see a different kind of trial because like I already canon-wise saw this in Enterprise. Mm-hmm. So like I know how it works.
And Worf was doing his best.
Yeah, we got Worf out there sounding and looking pretty similar. I think the canon-wise said it was one of his ancestors.
Yeah. One of my ancestors once said, I object. The evidence against my clients is entirely circumstantial.
Father, were we always warriors? We come from a long line of warriors, except for this one that we disowned. He's a lawyer.
Well, do you remember that one episode of DS9 where Worf was on trial for shooting that decloaking ship? And that was sort of how the Klingon lawyer presented himself. He was like, this is a battle. And, you know, we will fight and determine the truth and that sort of thing. It was like, yeah, it's Klingon lawyer.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I thought this was way too civilized for Klingon law, but it was also really cool. It was well done. Mm-hmm. And they had the ship's logs, Chris. They had the ship's logs.
Where'd they get those ship's logs?
I don't know.
I offer into the record this excerpt from the captain's personal log.
I've never trusted Klingons. And I never will. I've never been able to forgive them for the death of my boy.
Excelsior's like hearing about all this stuff, and they're just like, hey, call Enterprise. Be like, if you need us, we're there.
Yeah.
I love Sulu. Mm-hmm. Captain Sulu. I wanted some Captain Sulu adventures.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing we need more of from this era. I would have loved to see more Captain Sulu.
You know, it'd be great if they just like got some Joy Chikai right now, just like talking about like old missions, and then you just got like younger Sulu doing it, and you got to see some. Mm-hmm. Just a little miniseries. Make a little miniseries movie.
Oh yeah, like if these movies were coming out, you know, in this environment, we'd absolutely be getting a Sulu miniseries because of this movie. I think. Yeah. That'd be something they'd want to make.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. Investigation aboard the Enterprise. Cause it's like, well, I mean, we didn't fire them. All the torpedoes are visually accounted for. Thank you, Scotty. Yeah. And so they're searching, and they find a boot.
Yep.
Cinderella story.
I don't know.
Russian proverb.
I don't know. Yes, that's a very Chekhov thing. I don't know how I feel about this search. Like, there's got to be a better way to do this. Like, it takes them so long to go through everything.
And they didn't even search the galley area.
Yeah, right? Like, how much crew is there compared to the ship? Like,
yeah.
How long does it take you to just open everything? I don't know. Because it was just sitting there in the conference room or whatever at the end. Or it was just in some guy's locker even, the boots.
Yeah, the boot. Yeah. You had one boot in Dax's locker. Mm-hmm. But his feet did not fit.
No.
Perhaps you know Russian epic of Cinderella. If shoe fits, wear it.
It's a Chekhov.
He's just like chilling in the lounge, and it's just like, oh, I got the whole place to myself, and it's like, oh, that air conditioner sounds funny.
Yeah. Almost as if there's some evidence of murder in there.
Finds the two suits, walks through a door, like, oh, it's their suits. This is convenient. I don't even have to tell you who it says.
And of course we have the very famous bit of them establishing that the alarm goes off if you shoot phasers.
Yeah, more phaser, less explanations.
Yeah, so Valeris is just like, move away, just kind of pointing a live phaser at the shafts.
I'm pretty sure she didn't even say move away.
Yeah, she's just sort of gesturing, just piss off.
Disintegrates the soup they've been working on.
Yeah.
And then the alarms go off. I love that our communications officer shows up. What's going on? Is someone firing a phaser, Scotty? What's going on?
Yeah. This has never happened in the history of Star Trek before or since, I don't think.
No, but
and it makes total sense.
And then like the best was when they discovered those guys' bodies, and they're just like, why didn't they vaporize it? And check out, I'm gonna pull out a phaser and shoot one of them. Like, That would have been great.
Allow me to make you feel dumb for this thing I learned about 2 minutes ago myself.
I could tell you, but it's better to show you.
Yeah.
Why not simply vaporize them?
Like this?
It does make sense that the ship would be pretty upset if someone was just shooting phasers around. Like, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
You'd want to know about shots fired, but that's just never come up. Ever.
Well, the fact that it like rings through the whole ship is kind of interesting. I would assume like it would alert security.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, we had those guys show up there in the football pads.
Yeah, they showed up, but like even like the captain like or command crew or something. But like the whole ship. What if I just gotta shoot somebody?
A phaser. Yeah, there's phasers just right there in the kitchen. You'd be like, I asked for medium rare and this is medium.
I was gonna make a joke, Chris. Damn it! You nailed it.
All right, thank you.
So Russian prison. I mean, Klingon prison.
Klingon prison. Nothing to do with anything. Not a gulag.
I love that they actually call it that.
Yeah.
I love the box guy. Like, I'm gonna come up on the surface. I hold the box so he can stand out and talk to you.
Yeah.
This is the Gulag Rurapente.
It's cold out here. Why am I the box guy? And they're just like, oh yeah, here's the speech. Nobody survives on the surface, so here's this naked guy we're gonna throw out here. Like, if only I had a coat.
How many layers of bodies are under the snow?
Yes. They didn't get too far. Go down there instantly. Kirk runs into some big dude. You meet Marty, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
She becomes their universal translator.
Yeah.
Which is helpful.
They're totally part of the Brotherhood of Aliens or whatever now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Kept his coat.
Mm-hmm.
Later, Kirk gets in a fight, which is great, but I'm just like, oh, just two-hand him already.
Yeah, well, the other alien had that figured out. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't have his hands together, but he was, gotta use what you got.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kirk would have lost if he didn't kick him in the knee, which was apparently his genitals.
Yeah.
Which, like, was out in the open. So was this a fight or was this foreplay? I don't know. Prison's a different place.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know, but it all worked out great in the end.
Yeah, kick the glowing blue knee.
Yes, you can hit the enemy's glowing weak point for extra damage.
Exactly, and just video game logic. They're having a great talk, Bones and Kirk in bed, and they're just like, oh yeah, the future, and they're realizing like what's happening, and then Marty shows up. Kirk with the interracial kisses.
Yeah.
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 Bones is like, how do you do this every time?
Yeah.
Always seduce a girl.
Yeah. And Kirk's trying to be the cool dude, and he's like, yeah, you're still worried? And Bones is like, fuck yeah, we're done.
More so now.
We're doomed.
And they meet her down at the mining place, because I guess you can just select what you're doing for prison.
Well, they said work well and you'll be rewarded.
I just assumed that meant like if Kirk and Bones work hard enough that they could get like some really nice things, and then they get a position of authority, and then they'd be running the place in a year.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Is there upward mobility at Repente?
You would think.
That might be nice.
I mean, Marty had cigars.
Yeah. Where's she getting those?
Exactly. I guess she was in on it with the guard the whole time, but don't you think that'd be a little obvious? We gave you cigars? No,
it's part of my mystique.
Yeah, part of my charm.
Yeah.
Shapeshifter. Not the Odo type.
No.
But similar. Yeah, they go down to the mining. She turns into a little girl.
Yeah.
I mean, that gets a little creepier when you got Bones bugging about kissing the big alien dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't it, Chris?
Yeah. Maybe you do belong in here, Kirk.
Shift change your girlfriends, Chris. It's a risk. I mean, I feel like they're always just gonna try and get you to cheat on them.
Yeah.
Be like, you slept with me when I was this. You were already in the house. Clearly.
Is this something you've thought a lot about, Jeff?
I'll never be tricked, Chris. Yeah, not too hard. I mean, the guards were right there. They just pulled the board out, crawled underneath.
Yeah.
We're on the surface.
Well, again, I mean, like, yeah, we do learn that she was in on it with the guards, so I guess that's fine. But it just looked a little dumb at the time.
I thought Kirk and Buns were just like, really?
All right. I guess the guards don't really give a shit because anyone that leaves just dies.
Yeah, generally. They have to get outside the shield, the magnetic shield that keeps people from getting beamed up.
Mm-hmm.
She's got standard issue flares, so I trust her.
Yes, right? That was part of her reward for working.
Exactly.
It's mine.
Each time she changed shape, though, she kept her voice, which I thought was good. And then when she turned into Kirk, she was Kirk.
Yeah.
I can't believe I kissed you. Must have been your lifelong ambition.
Can't believe I kissed you.
No, that's a great scene. I can't believe they got Shatner to make fun of himself that much.
Yeah.
But great.
I don't know if I ever picked this up before, but I'm just like, it's really easy to tell the difference because she took her ankle bracelets off and the other one has his ankle bracelets on.
Ah, there you go. I was trying to look at their eyes and see if they were still a little bit of yellow, like if they had them wearing contacts or something.
I don't know why how the Klingon dude figured it out.
He didn't.
Was he just like, this one called me an idiot, I trust him.
Yeah, he just picked one. Like, I think that's actually one of the closest times Kirk's come to death in the entire series. That was straight up 50-50.
Not me, you idiot. Him!
No witnesses.
Killed while trying to escape.
Damn clever, if you ask me.
It's a classic.
That's what they wanted.
They get beamed out. Bad timing.
Yeah.
He was, since I'm going to kill you, I might as well tell you anyways. I mean, in every show that you hear things like that, it's like, oh, it's funny because it's always the bad guy. In this one, it was so awesome.
Yeah, that was actually great. That was great.
And it's just like they get beamed up. You're like, couldn't you waited a few more minutes? He was just about to tell us. You want to go back, Captain?
yeah, just beam him. Sorry. What were you saying? Just a little bit.
Could you finish that?
Yeah, please finish your thought. Also, why couldn't they just beam him back up? I'm just thinking this right now.
Yeah.
What is preventing them from also beaming that guy back?
Yeah, exactly. You can get secrets out of Klingon.
Yeah.
Especially with Spock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Kirk and them are back. They set up a trap.
Yeah.
Polaris falls right in for it. I mean, you killed them yourself. You know they're dead.
It's kind of a silly
when they put the announcement over the intercom being like, oh, we're going to get statements from these two guys that were dead.
Yeah.
Why would you fall for that?
Yeah.
I mean,
also, is she expecting to go there and having these two seriously injured people who are the center of an investigation be totally alone? Like
totally alone in the dark.
Yeah.
And she's walking in with the phaser. I mean, like, wouldn't you just like walk in, be like curious, and just like you could lie about it? But
no,
they already had their suspicions, so.
You have to shoot.
I do not want to.
What you want is irrelevant. What you've chosen is at hand.
I just assumed you didn't.
You have to shoot. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Kirk's like, I'd rather you're not. And it's like, slap. I'm like, that's anger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed.
See, Vulcan disappointment.
Yeah. They go to the bridge. Non-consensual mind meld. You said you're freaked out by this.
No, this has always been an uncomfortable scene, and it's supposed to be uncomfortable. Like, Spock is crossing a line here.
You know, he doesn't look like he feels like he's crossing the line here.
No, because he's a little out of it by the end. Like, he's not put together.
Well, he's upset because he kind of liked this girl. I mean, there's an age gap, but he kind of liked her.
Mm-hmm.
She was like,
well, she was supposed to be his protege. Yeah.
You take my spot, drink my tea, all this cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like, he's reading her mind, and she's like, you're going too deep. My brain's fine.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like, I mean, okay, if this was Tuvok or anybody else, I'd be like, okay, like, that's kind of weird and creepy, and that's what you do. This is a character that I know is a respectable person that would never want to harm anybody. He doesn't want to do this, and the fact that he's having to do this and that he's having to do it so badly it speaks volumes, because he's like having to hurt her brain to do this. And I'm just like, this is more painful for me watching Spock go through this than it is for her, who's literally getting all her secrets divulged.
I mean,
her favorite positions, everything.
I'm not. mean, she is trying to start a massive interstellar war, so I'm not going to be too upset about what happens to her. It's like a serious violation and it's uncomfortable, but I don't know. That's what they had to do to save the day. It feels a little like the post 9/11 24 kind of shit where it's just like torture is okay if it helps us get the terrorists. Like that kind of shit.
No, it had to be done. The whole crew knew it. The whole crew was horrified, but they knew it.
No, it's a complicated scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's something we're thinking about and talking about.
We get a little call from Sulu. He's like, hey, I've been waiting for your call. Mm-hmm. Want to go meet up and take out this cloaked Klingon ship that can fire while it's cloaked?
And we never hear about it again?
Well, you know what? It does, we do see it when it fires.
Mm-hmm.
And we do see the scimitar when it fires, but it goes right back to cloaking.
Mm-hmm.
So there are cloaked prototype ships out there.
Yeah, maybe.
Also a prototype, the scimitar.
Yeah.
Just make two, goddammit. Then you'd have them you have a whole fleet of ships that can just fire when they're not seen.
Just save your blueprint somewhere.
Yeah, stop giving it to people with vengeance in their mind.
Yeah.
I can see you, Kirk. Can you see me?
Oh, now be honest, Captain. Warrior to warrior. You do prefer it this way, don't you? As it was meant to be.
They find out the location from Sulu and they head there. And then Chang's just doesn't even open communication. Just starts speaking to their bridge.
Beautiful. Yeah, Chang is absolutely chewing the scenery. He is having so much goddamn fun with this.
Christopher Plummer is a Shakespearean actor, so it's great.
Yeah. He's just spinning around in his chair. Oh, cry havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that the fire mechanism button's almost actually a torpedo thing. It's up here, and just every time they want to fire when they push it there.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a well done scene too, because it's they're back us off, and there's why are they not firing? Because they think that we might be able to detect them. This is such a well thought out thing, and it's kind of a submarine thing again, which is Nicholas Meyer's thing.
Yep.
Guy's awesome. Mm-hmm. He brought the whole Navy thing, even with the uniform change, everything.
Yep. Well, that's a a genre that's been doing its thing for quite a while. So there's we know what works. We know what kind of cool stuff you can do with naval combat, and we're bringing that to Star Trek.
In range?
Not yet, sir.
Come on.
She'll fly apart.
Fire apart then.
And then Sulu shows up.
And this has to be this is Sulu's best moment. Fly her apart then.
Yeah.
I love it every time.
Yeah, I enjoy the.
Shoes up. All right. Now we've given him something else to shoot at.
Aye, sir.
It's you're there to be a target. Why are you just randomly firing phasers? Be oh, we hit something.
You should, you have sensors, you can tell when a torpedo appears.
Yeah.
And you should be able to just spray phasers around there. Just wait for an impact. I think that is what the Enterprise was doing against the Scimitar, because that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll give credit to the E, but these older ships, these older series, these older movies, it's just fire. Mm-hmm. At least they were firing some spreads in this one when they did detect the ship finally, but DS9 has ruined me, because I'm just fire.
Oh yeah, you want the station to spin up with the rapid fire torpedoes.
Rapid firing, even the Defiant, and it's pulse phasers, crazy.
Yeah.
They do surgery on a torpedo, Spock and Bones.
Yeah.
I mean, Scotty would have made more sense, but...
Scotty's got lots of shit to worry about right now.
She's just what about those devices we have to analyze gas anomalies?
Yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah. I mean, we're a starship. We go into nebulas all the time. We probably have that all the time. But thanks for bringing that up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the crew just assisted. They all brought something to the role.
Yes.
And then we get the same explosion, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first time.
Yeah.
Technically. I'm very offended now thinking to the next one about, you cheap bastards.
Yeah. This this is super blatant, and people have called it out plenty of times before. But
Yeah. Again, no, not blaming 6, blaming 7.
oh yeah, yeah. Obviously, 6 made their own explosion.
Yeah. Yeah, they beam down. Kirk does this amazing jump to save the president, Federation president. We got the Klingon sniper, who's not a Klingon. I think Scotty shoots him. Sulu beamed down and arrests Cisco's dad.
Yeah. And I pointed this out when the sniper hits the floor. You can see it's not when the sniper hits the floor. You can see it's not the Pepto-Bismol blood. It's just regular.
Oh, they cut away unless you watch the director's edition. Then they put their hand in it and be like, "Oh, it's blood." They lift up the mask and it's Odo.
It's Odo,
who's actually like a colonel and
yeah,
Federation colonel. So there is a whole bunch of people that don't want this relationship between the Klingons and the Federation to happen in Starfleet, and so they came up with this plan, and they came up with it fast.
Yeah,
because you think like that meeting, this is like probably the first time a lot of them heard about this.
Well, because like Spock and the Chancellor have been working on this for a while, and I assume there'd
2
be
months.
plenty
2
of
months
other
ago,
people.
Praxis blew up.
Plenty of
Which I
other
found
people
funny that other people didn't hear about that.
in Starfleet would be aware of that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm working on that plan. I mean, can you trust the Klingons, Chris, when they're working together with the Federation to destroy this thing?
What's the meaning of all of this?
It's about the future, Madam Chancellor. Some people think the future means the end of history.
People can be very frightened of change.
You've restored my father's faith.
And you've restored my son's.
Kirk says some brilliant words again. Basically makes peace happen.
All Kirk.
Yeah.
All Kirk.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, for a guy that, it was stated, gets demoted a lot, insubordinate, he saved the day so many times. There's a reason he has the ship.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's getting decommissioned because, I mean, Star Trek 4 saved your planet.
Yeah. You know what? We're just going to give you the Enterprise. Just fuck around with it.
Yeah. You just want to go exploring, no. It's just like, oh, my whole ship's getting really old and we're going to have to retire soon. We can't replace any of them. Yeah, they got that beautiful shot that like went through the hall, and then Kirk's just like, "Oh yeah, Starfleet's ordering us, but hey, let's go this way."
Yeah,
till morning, and it's like, you got a lot of hull damage to do some exploring.
yeah, this ship is in bad shape, and don't you have a whole crew that might like have some expectations that they were going to be going home or something? Like, ever since Lower Decks came out, I'm starting to think about these things.
Yeah, you're going from the different view now?
Yeah, because you just wouldn't before. Now I'm thinking, like, does anybody explain this to them? Like, aren't most of their quarters in bits?
I just see rookies everywhere, like, everybody that had, like, the sort of cadet, like, outfit on. I'm just like, oh, like, these are all rookies. From 2, you had all those rookies on the ship, and so I'm just like, I see them still. And it's like, you just pointed out that one guy, it's just like, this is the first war pension I've ever seen.
Yeah, that one scene at the beginning, people have pointed that out before, but he's like, whoa.
Final thoughts, Chris?
Final thoughts, yeah. Best Star Trek movie. Come at me.
Yeah. I mean, I already said, political, everything. Like,
yeah.
This was 4 seasons of Babylon 5 in 1.
Yeah.
I mean, no evil shadows, and there was a lot of great storytelling in Babylon 5, but it had everything that Babylon 5 had, minus religion, I guess. Yeah, it was...
Oh, there's a little bit of faith.
A little bit. Of the heart.
Yeah.
I heard Spock say you just have to have faith.
Yeah.
And then I was like, of the heart.
Yeah, where's my Enterprise movie, Jeff?
Where's my DS9 movie, Chris?
Yeah.
Where's Sean's Voyager movie?
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's never.
Well, Janeway's coming back. They might just be like, you know what? All these shows that you're a part of, Janeway, they're becoming very popular. We're going to give Voyager a movie.
Ooh.
And Harry's still going to be an ensign.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
He won't even be on a ship. He's going to sulu it up and he'll be captain of his own ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could see that. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
If Starfleet Command finds out I had anything to do with this, they'll demote me back to ensign.
You worry too much, Harry. It's turning you gray.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't have too much to go for it. The metaphor and the political parallels are wonderful. It's just good acting, good story. I'm here for it, and I love everything that George Takei does in this.
Yeah, everything he does. The friendship talking between Kirk and Spock is great. Like in the quarters before they go deal with his Vulcan babe. Yeah, no, the relationships is great. I mean, the only other movie that I think the relationships and the campiness is better is
the campiness.
5. Yeah,
the campiness.
Dude, campiness is what made MacGyver the best in Stargate. So don't come at me.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just talking about how they go camping at the start.
Yeah, well, row your boat, Chris. We'll get there.
We will.
Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. And honestly, if you have never watched Star Trek 6, you should probably shoot yourself on phaser stun because you don't want to set off the alarms.
All right.
As always, thanks for watching.